Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jasmine and I'm a beauty and lifestyle content creator on Instagram, TikTok, and right here on YouTube. On my channel, I talk a lot about fragrances, I do luxury hauls, I do some lifestyle content, so if that is something that you're interested in, don't forget to subscribe. In today's video, I am talking about, I guess, the most talked about fragrance out right now, which is Beyonce's Say Noir. So this is a new launch that she's released, and I know so many people are wondering what it smells like. And I was able to get a sample from one of my friends, and I want to go ahead and let you guys know what I think. I want to let you guys know if it's full bottle worthy, what I think, and all of that. So if you are interested in Say Noir and you want to know more about this fragrance and my thoughts on them, go ahead and stay tuned for more. So again, like I mentioned, I was able to get a sample of this from a friend who actually bought the full-size bottle. So a sample does come with the full size, and this is what the sample looks like here. And then it just has a QR code in the back to scan and purchase the fragrance. So before I go ahead and get into the notes, let me go ahead and give you guys some of the details on this. So this is a 1.7 ounce bottle that goes for $160. And then getting into the notes, for the top notes, we have clementine and golden honey. For the middle notes, we have rose absolute and jasmine sambac. And then for the base notes, we have Nambian myrrh and golden amber. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray this. I've actually already had this for a week, so I've had time to really sit and give you guys a full review of this. So let me go ahead and spray it. And it is love at first sniff. And it honestly reminds me of something else that I have in my collection. But before I get into that, let me go ahead and explain what this smells like. You do get a lot of that clementine, so it is very zesty on the top. And that jasmine and that rose definitely comes through in this fragrance. So it is definitely rosy. You definitely do have that jasmine in there. If you've watched my videos before, I am really not a big fan of jasmine, but this isn't too heavy on the jasmine for me. But you do get a lot of that clementine. You do get a lot of that rose. And that honey note is in there. So it's giving grown and sexy, kind of like rich auntie, if you will. And it is Beyonce after all. So it definitely gives me like a rich, grown, sexy vibe to this. Honey doesn't make this a gourmand fragrance, so I wouldn't say that this is like a sweet fragrance. But if you like honey, then you would like this. It definitely smells like real, genuine honey. So the best way to describe this is it's definitely a warm floral. Again, you do get a lot of that jasmine, you do get a lot of that rose. The honey definitely does ground it and it makes it a little sweet, but not gourmand. And then you get a lot of that amber at the base. So this is definitely grown and sexy. If you don't like florals, you may not like this fragrance. But I could definitely see this fragrance being a good date night fragrance, a great evening fragrance, and something that you can wear every day as well. But to me, this definitely, again, reminds me of something else that I have in my collection. And what it reminds me of is Exalté by Flumi Monet. And here's the bottle of it. As you can see, I've been wearing this quite a bit. Now, when I tried Say Noir, it definitely reminded me of Exalté. And Exalté is a perfume by Flumi Monet, who is a big fragrance guru on TikTok and Instagram, and I believe on YouTube as well. And she created this fragrance, and off top, when I smelled Say Noir, it definitely reminded me of this. These two are definitely cousins. So if you have Exalté and you already know what Exalté smells like, it is very similar to Say Noir. It's in that vein. And these are both gorgeous fragrances. Now, I will say when it comes to Say Noir, these are my cons. I feel like it doesn't project pretty well. I would give it like a 7 out of 10 for projection because to me, this is a very close to the skin scent. So I would describe it as a skin scent, meaning if you were to spray this, you might get compliments, but only if someone is in close proximity to you. Again, I've been testing this for a week, and when I would spray it on myself, I feel like I couldn't really smell it on me throughout the day. Like I would really have to smell my wrist just to get a whiff of it. And most of the perfumes I have in my collection, I could smell it on me all day long, on my clothes, all of that. So if someone is very close up to you, maybe snuggled up close to you, they can smell it. But I don't really believe that this projects well. Again, I'm not comparing these two. I'm not saying that they're dupes, they're cousins because they do smell similar. If I'm honest, this is a little bit more stronger. So I don't get a lot of projection from this. Again, I don't have a full-size bottle. This is just a sample, but there is a good amount in this for me to be able to test it properly, and it just doesn't project enough for me. But this may be a pro for you if you don't like your fragrances to be too like full blast, I guess you can say, to like beast mode. So this isn't a beast mode fragrance, and maybe you may like that. But for me, I want someone to smell me. I want them to smell my fragrance. I really don't feel like it projects enough for me personally. But if you like closer to the skin scent, something that's not like too beast mode, you will absolutely love this. Now I can see how one may feel like this fragrance is, I guess, a little mature because that jasmine in this kind of gives that. It really does give that grown auntie kind of vibe to it. But for me, I love how the honey just really grounds this fragrance. The rose in it, I love the amber, and it just gives this like a luxury vibe. This is just a luxurious fragrance with that honey, with that amber, with that rose. It definitely does smell like money. It definitely does give luxury vibes, and that is something that I do love about this fragrance. As far as longevity, I sprayed this and I believe I could still smell it the next morning on my wrist. So that is something that you want to consider. Like I could still smell it on my wrist the next morning, but as far as like on my clothes and things like that, not really. So the projection on this, again, I give it a 7 out of 10. I wish for me personally it was a little bit heavier. But as far as longevity, and if I'm smelling my wrist, I do smell it like all day long, and it did last until the next morning for me. So if that is something that you love, you know, you want your perfumes to last, and I really do feel like this does have lasting power. I just wish for me personally it projected a little bit more. So again, perfume is subjective. You may or may not like it. Now, is it full bottle worthy for me? I say 50-50. I love it because, again, I already have something similar to it in my collection, but I really don't see the need to buy it for me personally right now. Now, again, if you love honey, if you love amber, if you love rose, you would definitely love this fragrance. I really do love it. I just wish for me personally it projected more, but I can definitely see this in my fragrance collection. So whether it was gifted to me by a friend or family member, I would definitely gladly, you know, put it in my collection. But I don't really see the need for me to run and buy it right now, but this is such a beautiful scent. It's very luxurious. It's giving luxury, it's giving rich vibes, all of the things. And so if you love honey, if you love rose, myrrh, amber in your fragrances, go ahead and check this out. Again, her full bottle does come with a sample, so I believe you can just go ahead and try it before you open it, see if you like it. But overall, to me, I give this fragrance an 8 out of 10. I really do believe that it is a beautiful fragrance. And that is it for today's video. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments if you've tried Saint Noir already, if you want to try it, what your thoughts are, and I will go ahead and see you guys in the next video.